This is our little preview, Wet Your Palate. I'm Joe Wagner. We got Chris Rubio as the co-hosts, and we've got a couple special guests today.
We have Joe's wife, Rachel.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Complete free will to be here. Also, we brought back Shay Martin.
Yay.
Yes.
Great to be back, you guys.
Yes. From Vibratex. We're just before Valentine's Day, so we decided to get into something I think you coined very well. Vines and vibes.
Yep, perfect combination.
Yes. Get adventurous.
This array of intimacy toys, I would call them, along with the magic wand, and we were able to hear some, I'd say, details on how to best use these tools, and also some personal experiences that we've all had with things like this in the past to try to spice up your romance a little bit, explore your sensuality.
We dive in deep.
Deep.
Literally.
Yeah.
In some cases.
I hope you enjoy.
And so it was when I asked Rachel's parents if I could marry their daughter, and Rachel's grandmother was there as well for dinner. And so I asked them, and during this long conversation about family history and whatever else, I'm just trying to understand things a little bit more.
23andMe. Put on there.
At what age is she going to go crazy?
And I was very curious if some of these sexual things were genetic, and so I asked your grandmother if she was a squirter. And, your parents didn't seem very fazed by it. I think your dad was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he knew what that was. So.
Oh.
I want to know what Grandma said.
She was a very conservative response.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was very kind of like almost like I don't even know what you're talking about.
Maybe
So-
yeah.
As most grandmas wouldn't, I would assume.
Anyways, they said yes, I can marry you.
Yeah,
So that
look
was-
at us.
So I
That was
guess
good.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Yeah. So I think a lot of women don't realize that they can squirt until it happens, and then they're like mortified in the beginning because they don't know if like they peed or what happened.
And I think the way your partner responds to it is also going to shape the way that you
Absolutely,
think
yeah.
about it. Because
Yeah.
if you have somebody respond the first time where they're like, ew, like what was that? Then you're never going to want to do it again. And
Yeah.
you know that sensation that comes right before it happens.
Right.
And you'll always, it'll make you just shut down right then. Whereas
Yeah.
if you have somebody that invites it, then it's, it takes things to a whole different level.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard of a man though that's been like about it. They were like, oh my God.
Well, I think
really?
you told me a story about a friend of yours
Yeah,
who
who-
got like cast as like
The girl
peed
who
on somebody.
peed on somebody in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah.
And the poor girl now, it's just like, just
She's
nobody knew.
Probably
Yeah.
living,
That's just a
living
lack
with
of
that,
knowledge.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and immaturity.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
well,
why
lack of education, I
Yeah.
think, really.
Yeah.
For unfortunately, they don't teach these things, and when you're experimenting and exploring sexual
Yeah.
nature, they don't teach you the pleasurable side of it. It's like, don't have sex, don't get pregnant, like.
Yeah.
And don't hit the
You will
G-spot.
die.
Yeah, you will die. Its penis will fall off. We live in such a different world now, though, and I mean, the access to the information, fortunately, is out there, and I think that it should be celebrated. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great way to be close with your partner and enjoy things.
Sure.
I was watching recently to a female comedian.
I didn't think that's what you were going to say next.
I thought I'd take a little segue. No, but she did a good joke that is, I feel like, aligns with what we're talking about. And she was joking about queefing. And I feel like that was something, too, when we were younger and immature and stuff like that. It was like, oh, girls, like, they queef. And she's like, you do that, guys. Like, you do that to us.
Right.
You
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
queef
Right.
happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're pushing the air in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not queefing. You're actually, like, the queefer. Like, you know what I mean? And I thought that was
instigator of
awesome.
the
I was
queef.
like just cracking up because she's like, it's so true.
Yeah.
But then also like just is another enlightening like thing,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be totally fair if you're a woman and your guy just put air inside of you and it's a little uncomfortable. Be like, you got to suck it out.
Oh,
It's on you.
there you go. Yeah.
Take a bong rip, buddy.
See, I didn't think that's what he was gonna say. There's all kinds of surprises. So moving along with this.
Okay, so let's jumping into G-spot. Is that
Go
ahead.
that's dual vibe still, right?
Yeah, we got one more dual vibe, and this is a We Vibe Nova. They started out with a really unique concept. One half of it had a very flat paddle, and the other had like a little thin vibrating thing on top. And so the woman could wear that during sex. And so that flat paddle would vibrate. And when the penis is inside with that paddle, it would push the paddle up into the G-spot. And so that was like how they started their whole company. And so now they've branched out into all kinds of other vibes. But they were pretty unique in like what they were doing here. So here's another what we call like a rabbit genre type of vibe. Has the G-spot kind of stimulation, firm head, vibrates, and then you have the clitoral stimulator, does all kinds of different functions. It's all 100% silicone. This is like a little bit more flexible than the other one there, but you could also maybe kind of tuck it under so that it would do the outside of the clit instead of like pointing on it, but you can have it pointing on there as well. So it depends on how much direct stimulation you want.
It's strong too.
They're all strong. I mean, technology is
it's
like
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the recreation of what sex toys are in 20 years is absolutely amazing. So can this go all the way? No, that wouldn't work.
Where are you going?
Like, where are you going with that end?
I was wondering, like, where if you know, so
Oh, so it could hit you too?
no, so like
No,
if you, yeah, so I was thinking if this rolled all the way back, kind of like the snail. But, you know, but yeah, I think you're gonna rip it if you do that.
Yeah.
The ergonomics of all these are just really nice.
They are. I mean, I always have a hard time trying to decide like what's going to work for me, and sometimes I'm disappointed when I buy something and I'm like, okay, that's not as flexible as I thought it would be, or it's not hitting the right spot. So for me, I always like something that's like 2 different items, so I can do exactly what I want with the angles that I want. So something I can use internally, and then a separate vibe for the clit stimulation, because then I can just move it all around any way I want, and nothing's going to pinch or hurt or whatever. And then I know for sure that I have it right. But then you're busy with both hands in a way, so you got to be.
So there's
okay
the convenience factor of
Right.
the dual action for internal and clitoral or clit pleasure.
Yeah.
But then there's the benefit of having 2 separate pieces that you can get it just right on
Exactly.
both.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everybody out there listening, go out and experiment.
Yeah. Right. All
Figure out what works.
right. So G-spot.
Okay.
So this Pure Wand by Njoy. It's 100% stainless steel, and this thing's got some heft to it. I mean, I can break the table right now with that. So, and it can be used as a weapon if you don't have a magic wand at your bedside when the intruder breaks in. Okay. So, but so the Pure Wand in our industry, we lovingly call it the juicer, because this is like, if anybody wants to experiment with squirting, this will guarantee that you will squirt. I mean, it really, and it does the spot. So what you want to do, because it's metal, it's cold, so I always like heat it up under some warm water and kind of get it the temperature that I want. You always use lube. A lot of times, you could start off with this end, just practice, and just slowly move it in. You can also kind of rub it on the clit as well, just to kind of warm yourself up before you start sticking things inside. And then, but this is the end. That's the juicer end. This is the working end, yeah. So when you put this in, you were talking about sometimes it's too firm or whatever, so you don't have to push all the way in so hard. So you can just adjust exactly like how you want it. But you don't need like a clitoral stimulator at all really with this thing. I mean, it's amazing. So you could just do the right pressure, any angle that you want. And I mean, I say put towels down, put whatever before you even start this, because it's going to be everywhere. And it's amazing. And then talk about the sound effects. I mean, you get a whole lot of like splashing sounds going on. It's crazy. It is really, really amazing.
I think Chris is going to go buy one of these.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know why I thought that was so old school, like this gusher commercials, like just like
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, you might want to be like, your partner could be there with goggles on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be like, all right, check this out, you know.
Happy Valentine's Day, honey. We're going to squirt.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a wet orgasm.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, feel how heavy that is.
Excuse me. Hello?
You've been waiting to do that, huh?
Well, I just think this thing is so cool.
So I think there's another thing about these, obviously dishwasher safe, which is so nice if you just have, some of the toys you just toss in a dishwasher.
Yeah.
But temperature play.
Yeah.
You had mentioned warming it up. Totally agree. But then there's also, if you and your partner are into that kind of stuff,
Cold.
you can have like a
bowl of ice water.
bowl of ice water
Yeah.
next to your bed and
Yeah.
be swapping back and forth between warm and cold stuff. But that again is just case by case basis.
Right. It's all experimenting, you know. And actually, you know, like with some lube or massage oil, this actually is really good for like acupressure points. Like if somebody's got knots on their back or whatever,
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
you
that
know.
gets in there.
It does, yeah. Yes.
Well, see, hey,
Literally.
you can reach around to your back.
Yeah, your neck.
Guess what everybody's
it.
getting at the annual sales meeting? This actually has even more weight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. It's
Possibilities.
and I think in our industry, this is like one of our favorite products. It really is. And it's considering like it doesn't have any motors or fancy weird things. It's just the way they designed it is just really freaking amazing. So
Simplicity.
yeah. Sometimes
So-
that's the best.
Before we move on from this, I do want to talk a little more about the G-spot and wet orgasms. No, I'm going to go back to calling it that just to annoy you. So, because I have heard that there is a sensation of needing to pee right before you actually squirt. And how to break that barrier. That's something that I think a lot of people don't.
Go pee first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Simple as that. That's all you got to do. Yeah.
Go pee first, and then once you hit that sensation, because I mean, obviously I've never felt that. You just let it go.
Run
Yeah,
with it.
like
Just keep going.
you know that
Plow through
your
it.
bladder's empty.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah. You
Buckle
don't
up.
try and hold back. You just like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel the
because
buildup.
you can stop yourself from doing it if you get too much in your head. So
Yeah.
you just go pee first, and
Yeah.
That's awfully simple.
It
at the end of the
is.
day,
Simplicity.
Whatever
at its
happens,
best, right?
happens.
Yeah.
So glad you're here. Because we were like, well, we didn't think about that. we were just cavemen here.
Why sex toys have come so far is because women got involved.
Yeah.
It wasn't us.
Yeah.
It was not us.
Yeah.
No patting ourselves on the back.
Yeah.
Well, what should we jump into next? We're going to go with these little travel
Let's
vibes.
go for the travel wearables.
So this is a really fun idea, and this is actually really, I mean, we have participated in this at times at, dinners, flights.
airplanes. Yeah.
Maybe you can share your experience before we get into these. Do you like them? Are they more of a novelty?
I feel like we should probably explain what they are first.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it'll definitely make the time pass faster on an airplane. I can tell you that much.
Once again, G-spot stimulation, and then there's a clitoral stimulation up here, but I think most of it's more about the idea. These are all also Bluetooth enabled. So you have the app on your phone. Maybe he has the phone,
Yeah,
you're
you give
wearing this, and he gets to torture you with like turning it on and off, or turning off around edging you, you know?
Yeah.
So,
So this one is called, this is the Lush 3 by Lovense.
yeah, by Lovense, yes.
And so, yeah, kind of a C shape, so the control comes out in
this
front of the
goes-
clit.
Yeah. And so actually this, I mean, obviously the clit's not going to be way up,
Yeah.
unless you put it way up there. And I found that actually this whole thing vibrates. So
Oh.
if you're wearing it and you have pants and stuff, sometimes you don't want something smushed right on the clit right there. So I like the idea that this whole thing is vibrating. So even just like the little like thread of it going up through your clit right
Yeah.
there, will stimulate it as well. So, and it's very, very flexible. So when you're walking, you're sitting, it doesn't hurt. So,
Yeah.
and it's got a motor here and a motor here, but you can feel how this also vibrates. So check it out.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
This is pretty powerful. Because this would be something that you would, like you're saying, that you would just kind of put in before you go out somewhere to, like, a date night
Yeah.
or do a presentation and to
I'm wearing one
Your
right
work.
now.
Yeah, you're
you're bringing up your Powerball.
your PowerPoint.
You do this weird twerky dance.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's got like that twerking thing going. No,
Like doing
yeah,
the
that's
drive-through with a shot collar.
Yeah.
Almost all of these now have moved from. They oftentimes have a remote though, right? But they also have an app option. so
Yes,
you
all
can
these
control it on your
wearables
phone.
have an app option.
Okay.
And that is the funnest part of it is, your partner has the controls. And then they
You
just
enjoy that part?
are, that's the whole, because you have no idea what's going to come next.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait until they're about to order a drink or something. Just spike it up.
Right. Yeah. Talking to someone's grandma and you spike it up, you know.
So, Oh My Bod, or Foxy. Yeah.
So this one is a wearable that, what this is here is a magnet. So what you do is you can wear it in your panties, and then this magnet holds it in place. So it'd be on the outside of your panties, and so it just kind of keeps it spot. And it comes with 2 different magnets, so you can use a couple of them. And so this is just for external stimulation, basically, and you just tuck it in, and you can wear it. So also Bluetooth enabled.
These are fun little Valentine's Day date things.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Wear this to dinner.
Right.
And then you get home and then dive into the other things.
Right. Yeah. That's to warm you up. But I like the idea of the magnet thing to hold it in place.
Yeah, because they
So
used
it's
to
not
have the
sliding
ones
around.
that I remember something like this where you used to have to buy like the underwear that went with it that had
Right.
a pocket.
It had a pocket in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think didn't they make them so like the liner, like you could tuck them into the
Yeah,
liner?
yeah.
That was, yeah.
And they always looked so sexy.
This might be a silly question, but do these have some kind of distance? Or could you be in New York?
Oh no, yeah, you could be anywhere because it's all Bluetooth. I mean, you could totally, if it's on the app, I think that you can be in New York and you can do it. You can use it.
Oh, okay. So your significant other's in New York. You're over here on the West Coast,
Right.
And you're like, I just want to say hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
She's like, sorry, my boyfriend's calling me. I know it's his ring. I got that special ringtone.
I like how you're assuming it's just like, oh yeah, easy, just pop it in, leave it in all day long.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm pretty sure from what I read on those that you can, since it's Bluetooth and you have the app, you can turn it on from anywhere.
Okay, we're gonna get into some of the male stuff next, right?
Yeah. So
It's not just for the
this
ladies now.
right, yeah.
Oh, that's-
prostate stimulator. Same thing, Bluetooth enabled, 100% waterproof, wearable. So you can pop it in. You can have it so that the taint is being stimulated as well.
So there's a taint vibrator on that, and also a vibrator in the.
Whoa.
That's a lot going on.
No, yeah.
Pass it over to Chris. You want to try it on?
Someone click
Give
download
Joe the
the app.
controls.
Yeah.
Download the app.
Actually, Rachel already told me you have one in.
Oh yeah.
Grab her phone. Wow.
So
I
what's
think that's
interesting
pretty-
about this and obviously the growth and popularity of I mean, I guess breaking down the barriers, it seems like straight men are much more open now to the idea of some sort of like anal play,
Right.
And that's because we have prostates,
Yeah.
and can get pleasure out of that. Whereas women, you know, if Rachel has a plug-in, it doesn't seem like it brings pleasure.
I have a G-spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have your
That's the
own.
thing. G spots, P spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 2 spots that are internal that people didn't know about, like, decades ago or whatever. But now we've discovered, like, stimulating the prostate. I mean, talk about giving you mind-blowing orgasms. That is freaking amazing. Kind of makes me wish I had a prostate in a way, But it's also good for prostate health, the massage, As men get older, it starts getting enlarged, So there's a lot of doctors that talk about maybe just slight massage, kind of keeps things moving, blood flow, everything. So,
Okay.
So it's also
So there's a
like,
medical
healthy.
reason for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That fits into your biohacking schedule.
I actually have a funny
Cold
story
plunge sauna.
about this. I was like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. And one of my cousins, I'm not going to mention his name, who was quite a bit older than me, probably like late 20s at that time, and very like cowboy masculine guy. And he was talking about like getting a blowjob and then getting a finger in his ass. Mm-hmm. And, you look at this guy, like, of course, the first thought is like, but you're straight. Like when you're a young guy, especially back in like the 90s, you're like, but you're straight. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, dude, you have no idea. So,
It's like, you're missing out.
so that was the first time I'd ever heard of that and that like mind-blowing orgasm where you have that dual stimulation, much like women have,
Yeah.
G-spot and clit. We have the same anatomy
Options.
from, anatomy options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Use it.
Chris, use it.
What?
Come on,
Is
Chris.
there one coming at me? I was just curious. Is there different sizes? Because that's pretty thick. That's a good. You know what I mean? That's
a hefty one for you, huh?
Chris is over here like he's some kind of virtue signaling, like you have a tight asshole. Sure. All right, Chris, you made your point. We'll make sure that this clip goes on fucking Instagram.
guilty as charged.
No, seriously. If you just relax,
Yeah.
okay? Lots of lube. Trust your partner, or doing it yourself. You can trust yourself because you know, like, okay, I need to take a moment, breathe out as you're slowly inserting it if it's your first time, you know?
Yeah.
And then once it gets past this part right here, then it's in. It's like, oh, it's fine. And you always, always, always want to have a flange or plug, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll hear plenty of emergency room stories about
Yes. Yeah, we
not
don't want to.
having
Yeah, it
Yeah.
needs a base. Yeah.
Like I said, yeah, you don't want to end up on an episode of Sex Sent Me to the ER. Okay. Which I love watching that show sometimes.
That's an actual show?
It is.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to watch that now.
I don't know if it's on TLC or whatever channel it is or whatever, but it's some interesting
I
things.
bet.
Yeah. If you think like nobody's doing anything weird, watch that show and it's like everybody's doing weird stuff. I mean, it's normal. So
I need to check out that show, but so there's enough, would you say, different situations that happen when they go to the ER than just a lost butt plug or something,
no, all
right?
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I bet there's a
Wondering.
lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So
You might get some ideas, Chris.
Yeah. Or just stick with this. It's safe.
Well, as long this is what, because you make a good point. I guess if you're experimenting with these toys and whatnot, knowing which toy is for what,
Yeah.
so you don't get kind of confused.
Yeah,
and
don't
lose
stick
something
everything
in
up
there.
your butt.
Don't stick
because
everything. Don't.
that's a good rule to follow in life. Don't stick everything up your butt. So just,
Okay.
you know,
Like,
if you do that, you'll be okay. Okay,
we found the butt plug and a Matchbox car. But cool.
All right.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, and then we have the Fun Wand. So obviously same company as the Pure Wand, and this is also made more for anal stimulation. So these are kind of like anal beads, but obviously on a harder aspect or whatever. But it does have more of a plug at the end here. So like I would not go this way, and then because it's kind of getting smaller here, so you don't want things to slide in. But if you go this way and use it, then it's fine. So this is something that's fun. Women can also just use this for a little bit of G-spot stimulation as well, you know, if you want something a little bit smaller. And then women can also use this as well for stimulation. So it's kind of more of a petite version of something like that, and maybe not as, it may look intimidating, but it's probably easier to use than maybe you're worried about trying to insert something like, I don't know, I'm looking at you. When I'm talking.
Yeah, I mean, I was just speaking for the audience. There's other people listening, and I'm just trying to help them out. Okay,
yeah.
I'm all right.
So.
I'm all right. I could handle that.
There you go.
Why am I now trying to prove myself?
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys gaslighting me? Like,
We would never.
I'm like, I'll show you. Art, zoom in. No, but this is cute.
See, oh, this is cute. I could.
And we talked about like you could just it looks good, just you know, you could just we talked about, you know, vibrators at your house is kind of as sculptures,
Right,
They're, like kind
yeah.
of blending in with everything.
That looks like
no one
something you'd
knows
see
it.
at SF MoMA, like in the store. Or
in a
something,
glass
you know?
case, though,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the object is to get to like past the
Yeah, when
third.
you move it,
But not too
slowly.
far.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
want to. You
But
don't want
you-
to lose the
but you-
handle.
And I don't think you want to like rip that
Dude,
thing
that
out
was-
either.
Right.
That's-
No.
you wanna,
Yeah. But well, a lot of times they say like with anal beads, like kind of moving it in and out while you're having sex, or
Yeah.
you know, if you're jacking off or whatever, and then right as you're orgasming, then to pull it out, in a way, because you get that extra stimulation. But pull it out like kind of at the same time. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't have one of yours, so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure like the timing of that, you know. But
It's like,
that's like.
I'm just trying to imagine. Just-
It'd be easier, I think, to be on your back. And then use the position there to prop the booty up, okay? Like,
There you go,
yeah.
We've got all the tools here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just imagine falling on the ground.
All right, so then we have our cock ring here. So this is vibrating, rechargeable, waterproof silicone. It's slightly stretchy, so but not super stretchy. So I would suggest putting this on before getting hard, because I think maybe for some people, maybe once you get hard, you might not be able to get it on too well. So, and I would use also maybe a little bit of lube, not too much where it slides off, but something so like hair doesn't get caught or whatever. So
yeah, and so this goes at the base of the shaft in front of the balls.
you can, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to get the balls.
Yeah, you're not going to get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no
I
way.
mean, well, I don't know.
That would look not inviting.
So this will hit the balls and stimulate. That actually has quite a vibration to it.
Yeah,
That looks fun. And then okay.
because like in the scrotum where the balls are, you know how you have like kind of like a little seam between there? That's sometimes is like a really sensitive, like a little spot also.
Yeah.
So if that's stimulating that, that's kind of a neat sensation from what I hear.
Why is everyone looking at me?
We're like,
I just like how you're measuring. You're like,
Yeah,
I think
he's like, I
3.
know. He's pretending. He's like,
That's
it's
what,
as thick
that's
as my
what Joe
fist.
wanted to do. Okay, like Joe was trying to fit. Not like that. That would look funny. Okay, yeah. This is actually pretty cool. I feel like cock rings, and I might be wrong, but have advanced too, because I
Yeah.
felt like they were always just like a ring.
it was
right?
just
Like
a metal
plastic
ring.
Metal ring.
Yeah.
Plastic ring.
Yeah.
or
So
Something,
they
and
start
now you
doing
got.
more vibration now.
Yeah.
So for partner sex, it's good also. Depending on how hard you're thrusting, it could be painful on your pubic bone if you're doing it too hard. So you have to be kind of mindful of that if you're using that with a partner. And then we've got a male masturbator. So this is the Arcwave Pow. Shake it up. And what this thing does is you have opening here. Okay. Actually, there's one on either side. So depending on your size, you can use either end. So for shits and giggles, we'll just say, okay, here's the bigger size. All right.
Thank you.
So
There were so many
That's
things I
very
wanted to
kind.
say about that cock ring, please, Chris, but I'm just like, no, stop.
So what you want to do is you want to put lube in here first, okay? And apparently this goes by, it has sensation in here. It's like a nubby type of sleeve on the inside, but it has like a little opening at the top here. And so what it's supposed to do is create kind of a suction.
Oh,
So it isn't just about texture when you're doing it. It's also about suction that it creates when you're going in and out. Ooh, there you go. Okay. I'm just handing it to you first because you're closer.
so but that is also electronic.
No, it's all manual.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you gotta work. Sorry.
You can't just lay there.
Make it
and-
a battery
Lay there,
power.
no, yeah.
This is like a finger trap. Like,
Yeah, it is,
this
like a Chinese- yeah.
Yeah.
Open
like
up the
it's-
other side too. See?
Yeah.
I could just go the rest of the day. If I had to. I'd be like, let me tell you something.
But this and the vibrating cock ring, there are a lot of like toys out there for men, even for
I
little bits of sensation. Where I think it's also, I would encourage men to feel more comfortable of like that, like you said, that little seam. Mm-hmm. Like there are different parts of our anatomy that have just little detail points of
Right.
like an erotic nature. Mm-hmm. You got to explore it, figure it out, figure out what works.
Oh, be
Yeah.
careful. You got sausage fingers, dude. I don't know if you're going to get
I just
them
pushed
out.
the damn thing in.
That's why you always want lube when
Wow.
you're using that. But you can actually pull that whole sleeve out to clean it too.
Oh,
And these are fun too. Like, a girl can use this on her partner. And honestly, it probably wouldn't make your hands get as tired.
Yeah.
So-
Or mouth.
Switch it up a little bit.
oh, yeah.
But you can take the whole thing out and wash it.
That'd be a good call after you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Can I turn this inside out?
Let's
I
find
just
out.
want to see what I just want to see what
Yeah,
this
I
thing
mean,
looks like on the
Yeah.
inside.
You can see the little nubs.
Try to be gentle.
It's silicone, so
See,
it
it's-
should be fine.
Joe was just, for those just listening, was just pulling out the lining.
Look at that. Okay, so it's like almost gives you the twisting sensation, I guess, when you're probably pulling and pushing, because it's got that. I mean, I actually have something similar to this, but more for the female. Here.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh,
Now
here
we're
we
talking.
are.
Yeah, so this is that's got the sort of spiral twisting motion too.
This is a special edition.
This is
Yeah.
the
Special edition.
Yeah.
One of one.
Gloss
Valentine's
bottles.
Day's edition.
We brought a few of our own toys too here.
Yeah. I like that you're getting into the industry here. Like I said last time, Vines and Vibes. I mean, that's the best thing.
Yeah, this
I
is
think,
the
yeah.
this is.
Vibes
That's how I feel
and
like-
V-Day.
Reassembly.
So we're back in there somehow.
Yeah. You wanna touch
Oh,
it?
hand it to me after you just wrecked it? Like,
All right, so definitely a lot of good toys for men as well out there. Again, get out of your own way. But we still have a few other things to talk about, which would be, is that also the sport sheets?
Yes. So Sex and Mischief is one of their lines for restraints. And this is not an or not the Velcro bed thingy, but this is actually what they call the under the bed restraint. So a lot of people want to kind of delve into BDSM, but they're like, okay, if I put a sex swing up and then I got to take it down every night because the kid's going to come in later or whatever. I mean, it's like a lot of stuff. So what they've developed instead are these restraints that you put under your mattress. So you can see that basically we're using this table as like a pretend mattress, and you just tuck it under the mattress, and then when you're ready to use it for play, you just pull out the little straps, and they're all adjustable, so you can make it as wide as you want or as tight as you want, and then just have the little Velcro restraints here. And it's a nice soft material, so it's not going to like chafe your ankles or your wrists.
May I put it on you?
Yeah, they're very comfy.
Here,
oh, thank you.
you're welcome.
We're all Thunder Buddies now. Is that what it is?
Give me your other hand.
Yeah, so this,
When you-
like this.
I thought you were gonna
No,
start-
Chris, get both your hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? I thought we were all like getting one strap.
All
No, she
right.
strapped me. Dude.
All right.
Okay,
I can just get up and leave.
Yeah,
it. You
okay.
can just stop here.
Now let's just start tickling him. No, these are really comfortable. So
Can I get
No, I like
I'm gonna
it.
leave 'em here
But
for
I
a
was
while.
actually kind of feeling like what the give was, so I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I mean,
flip the
okay,
table over.
shoot, okay, we just move the table.
Dude, the one rule.
I know. Well, what'd you expect? You strapped me in. You knew it was gonna happen. Did you
So-
know?
What's the magic word to get out of this now?
Safe word.
I mean, I forgot.
you put this under your mattress, in between the box spring and the mattress, and then you just leave it there. You can tuck it in.
Yeah, you just tuck the
So
little
you're-
straights in when you're done using it, and that way nobody sees it, and you know,
Yeah,
you're-
nicely concealed,
Right.
and then
very simple design, but really like effective.
yeah, and not
So-
too intimidating if people are just trying or wanting to experiment or just have a little bit of a friskier, slightly kinky nature
Right.
to their
Yeah.
that moment. But then going back to things like the magic wand or the micro version of that, that's where people want to experiment with that. I think it's great, like nipple play and other parts of your body, just a little bit of vibration. And,
Absolutely, yeah. If you've got someone kind of restrained on the bed and start using some of these toys, and talk about like the edging that we were talking about,
Yeah.
getting to a certain point and then just like backing off and just letting them wait. Doing it, you can do like all night long. And,
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be crying at some point, and you can use the positioner as well to kind of prop them up while you're doing this. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do with these like little restraints and the magic wand and just the all the variations and the fun that you can have. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I do think I think one thing we mentioned way earlier in this podcast was the sensory deprivation piece, where I think that really is something that to explore that with your partner is, I think, a lot of fun because it does it magnifies your other senses, right?
Yeah.
So if you take away sight and sound, then I mean it just seems like everything gets more intense,
Right.
And that goes both both ways with all humans.
And you have the thing with like the safety and the trust and the control.
Yeah.
And it all kind of, it's very mental. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And like with these restraints, I mean, you can get like feathers and you can like tickle them, or massage oil and just massage them to a certain point, or just like massage everything except for the parts that they really want you to massage, you know, so that's a different way of edging.
Yeah.
You know, so you can bring in a lot of tactile like stimulation just from like having one person just staying there and not being able to kind of do anything, but giving them all this like wonderful feelings and stuff that they can experience in your pace, not their pace, type of thing. You know?
Yeah.
The tickling one is a little scary for me. I don't know. Yeah, I would be down to
Is that
try
where you
it,
draw the
but-
line?
Yeah, you draw the line of tickling.
It's like
It's
no
just like
problem
all
on
this,
the
like,
anal thing, but
BDSM,
I'm not tickling.
yeah, you know, like all this stuff, but hey, no tickling, no feathers.
Are you
That's
scared
what's
because tickling might lead to a golden shower unexpectedly?
No.
Farting. But they also have, and I don't remember the name of those little like little metal pinwheels that you roll on the skin. Also, I can't
Oh
remember
yeah,
the name
kind of
it.
like a spur.
Yeah, it's like a spur, and you
Yeah.
can roll that on.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Okay.
Okay.
There
No
is a
tickling, but needles. Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
no problem.
It's just a little spur, like
is a
touch,
spur, yeah.
like, yeah.
there is a
This is-
whole like I mean there's the spectrum, right? There's everything from just classic missionary, you know, sex only for procreation, all the way up to like hanging on meat hooks and like
Oh yeah.
vampire gloves and stuff like
And-
that. I mean,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I say like not for me, but you know, if everyone's safe and there's trust
each
and
their own,
everybody's fine,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know, hey,
Yeah, it's exactly. I don't like. I mean, no judgment. Go have fun, do
Yeah.
your thing. But
Right.
yeah, there's. I think that's where you got to explore, and you explore your limits and evolve
Yeah.
overall.
As long as you and your partner are willing to do it together, have safe words or like understandings of how far you're willing to go, you know. And
yeah. And when I'm looking at this table, I'm just seeing like the perfect wine pairing. You know what I mean? Like this right here. Is
Yeah.
like I'm just thinking, you know, you got dual action, rosé. Would you say?
I
I'd go heavier. I'd go heavier.
heavier?
I think rosé for just like the clitoral
See, look at
stimulation,
this.
maybe. You know,
We're working it
I'm
here.
thinking, yeah, like maybe for anal play, like what would you go with anal play?
A big red one.
That,
Yeah,
yeah.
We're going like the
Yeah.
quilt. We're putting back to some bundles here. You know.
there was I think it was a porn star that you had heard like an interview from about prepping for anal, and she used red wine.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Physically or
She used it like in her enema.
no? Did she really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa.
I can't remember. I remember you mentioned it.
I'm trying to
Okay.
Yeah.
think what that would be.
Apparently it's supposed to help relax and cleanse at the same time. I think it sounds a little dangerous
Yeah, I think-
personally.
yeah.
But
Why were you trying to get tips from a porn star on prepping for anal? You want to talk about?
it
I'm
was
kidding.
on Two Bears One Cave, okay? She just happened to bring it up. Didn't seek this out.
Hey, awesome podcast, by the way. Didn't they also do the butt plugs?
Yeah, they did. That's what I wanted you guys to both have them in, and then we could control them today.
Oh,
You know, we just didn't.
Somebody
wanna
said no.
We didn't want to. We didn't want to
said
copy
no?
their style. You know what I mean? They did.
Yeah, it's
it,
already
right?
been done, Rachel. We get. you
Yeah,
know.
we have much
Oh,
respect
yeah.
for them, and we didn't. What? I don't know. I thought there was still going to be a secret that maybe Joe was wearing one. No.
Sorry to disappoint.
So can we just explain? Because just
Yeah,
for people who
this
are
is
watching, like you
great.
just place these Bell Gloss bottles out that look a little different.
They're pieces
Then
of
the
art,
class.
is
They
what they are.
are. This is awesome.
Okay.
So, it's not the first time I've done this. You know, and I've gotten some inspiration early on before we had the pull tabs. You know, we would actually get some like pictures and videos sent to us of people using the Bell Gloss bottles as a sex toy, which you know I was very surprised about. But you know, you kind of like in a way honored. You know, it's kind of a cool thing. The fact that they wanted to share it was kind of like that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to write you back?
Oh yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
this. Like she was like, I haven't even gotten these like
I-
videos or.
I
pictures from-
know. I know. I get letters and emails and stuff like that, but I don't actually get the videos.
Apparently,
so.
we got a couple freaks that like Bell Gloss. So we did play around, like you know, doing some like rib stuff and whatever else. So with these, I wanted to go a little bit farther and try a couple new things because I knew that what you were bringing to the table here was, a very big evolution from the dildos of 20 years ago. So I wanted to evolve our wax dips as well. So,
I'd say that this is a huge evolution of the wine bottle, seriously.
So we have these classic ribbed.
Classic. It's like a condom thingy.
Let's go.
Well, and then we have the spiral, which I would imagine has its own unique sensation.
Yeah, as we've seen in the
Yeah.
masturbator.
Tried to do the studded, but it I don't know. Studded seems like it went out of vogue. I don't see a lot of studded stuff. That was like a 90s, 2000s thing where like you had studded condoms and studded sex toys. It just seems like it's almost a little too much kind of like
Weird stimulation.
yeah, weird stimulation on the ins and outs.
Like I don't need acupressure points in my
Yeah.
vagina.
So that was a little more of a relic of the past. And then I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah, this one is.
Probably
Beginner.
a little bulbous at the head though.
Yeah, well,
You know,
beginner. I
and-
like that.
Well, I double dipped that one to make it a little thicker too.
Yeah.
But then it's got
Yeah.
these kind of like curved flanges
For
on
the
the
people
bottom. I
who
don't
think
know.
that they're
There's a-
size queens.
Yeah, the
but they
size
aren't,
queens
you know,
out there.
so,
They're
yeah.
working their way up. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
everyone has to start
Yeah.
somewhere. And
Those are
I think these are great too because when I think of dual action, I mean,
That
you
and a
know,
little
put it
micro.
to use and then you get to drink it.
Yeah.
That's like dual action, isn't it? Like, did you?
I know. I got a feeling we're gonna start getting requests.
Yeah,
Like,
I have a feeling you don't know what you just said. People are gonna be like requesting these. They're gonna be like,
Maybe,
what?
yeah. They're like, okay, wait, where do I win one of these things on your?
we're gonna have to do a custom molded bottle that just has the ribs in it already, ready for the wax dip.
Oh.
Could happen.
Oh.
DTC line, Joe.
I mean, we could also just say that no, these aren't ribs. This is for
Handle it so you can
proper
drop the
handling.
bottle.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
So it doesn't
You
slip.
sickos. Get your mind out of the
Right.
Blame them.
What do you think? Get your head out of the dirt there, right?
Well, it was a great pleasure to have you on again, and thank you for bringing this stuff and
Yeah.
sharing all of your knowledge. Thank you, Rachel, as well, for sharing your knowledge and some
knowledge, yeah.
experiences.
We'd love to have you back.
I'll have to check my calendar.
But no, and we hope that everybody listening gets some inspiration from this and really, tries to explore another level of intimacy and try some of these toys out. There are some really great options out here on the table.
Yeah.
But if I were to give my recommendation, I think we should all give a recommendation.
Oh,
If I'm going to give my recommendation. If you don't have the magic wand, you got to get the magic wand. That
You
is
took the easy one. That's what I was going to go with.
well, you
Yeah.
you can go with it too. I think we probably all agree with that.
Yeah.
But that is
For sure.
That is like the go-to.
The guaranteer.
Yeah. But that snail one really seems like a ton of fun.
Yeah, I'd say wand and then one of the Bluetooth toys. I think that can be a really fun thing to do for a night out, or even say like, hey honey, I know you're at work right now, but why don't you turn the app on and just kind of, lead things up until before your partner gets home so that you can make good use of time.
It's a great way to make somebody come home right after
Yeah,
work.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know you're going to go to the bar with your buddies, but why don't you turn this thing on for me?
well, there's also
Yeah.
there's also the prostate one. So you might be at the bar with your buddies.
Yeah.
I gotta go home. You gotta go home. It's just a feeling. It's a feeling. I gotta go.
Literally a deep down inside feeling that I have. I feel it in my bones.
So, Shay, do you have any that you want to call out, or?
Obviously, I love the magic wand because you can use that for everything. And like I said, I'm a big fan of the Njoy Pure wand there, the G-spot juicer.
All right.
So, because there's nothing like it, out there as far as how you feel. So, but it does take a little, not practice, but no intimidation. Just got to go through it and try it out. So,
I'm actually going for a wand and a juicer. Because I was kind of on the same with you. Because I think that it looks really cool. And also, I do like the fact that in case you have to defend your family,
you can have
I
one
kind of
on
like that
either
thing in a man
bed.
thing.
Yeah.
I got this stainless
both-
steel weapon.
you both like
Yeah, we both
arms.
have him.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, grab it! You know what I mean? We're there together, just fighting off bad guys. And then afterwards, we're just all pumped up and we're like,
oh, that was
that was
sexy.
pretty nice. You ready to put this to you? Wow, see how that happened? Yeah.
That is
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost myself.
Use in the moment.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. Looking forward to
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shay, and thank you, Rachel.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was
I'm so
fun.
glad you're able to come on with me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Like,
I think everybody's
seriously.
going to have a good Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Let's get
what it
the
is.
flowers. Get something fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get crazy.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on
All
Go
right.
With Your Palate.
Thank
Yay,
you.
thank you.
Peace.